The little boy whispered, "Please don't leave us." Even the bikers went silent. The rain had been falling since sunset. Not loud, not violent, just cold. Endless drops soaking everything it touched. On a lonely highway outside a small American town, the roar of motorcycle engines cut through the night. Chrome glistened under streetlights. Leather jackets, skull patches, hard faces, the Hells Angels were riding together, heading toward a roadside diner they always stopped at on long runs. Say, as they slowed near an old gas station, one biker raised his hand. "Hold up!" The group stopped. At the edge of the road stood an old man, bent like a tree broken by too many storms. His coat was thin, soaked through. Beside him was a small child, no more than 6 or 7, barefoot, trembling, clutching a torn backpack. The old man raised his shaking hand. "Sir," his voice cracked, "we can't walk anymore. Can we stay one night?" The bikers exchanged looks. They'd heard it all before: scams, tricks, sob stories. "The road taught you to trust no one," one of the younger riders muttered, probably trouble. But Bear, the oldest angel among them, didn't move. His gray beard was soaked with rain, his eyes sharp but tired. He swung off his bike and walked closer. "Where you headed, old man?" The grandfather swallowed. "Nowhere, just away." The child looked up at Bear with wide eyes, not fear but exhaustion, the kind no kid should ever carry. Bear crouched down. "You cold, kid?" The child nodded slowly. Bear stood up and looked at the others. Kill the engine." The rain filled the silence. A story too heavy for the road inside the abandoned gas station, the bikers lit a small fire using old crates. Jackets were taken off, wrapped around the child. Someone handed over a protein bar. The old man sat near the wall, hands shaking. My name's Walter," he said quietly. "This is my grandson Eli." Bear nodded. "I'm Bear." Walter took a deep breath, like someone opening a door they'd kept locked for years. "Me daughter died 2 years ago. Overdose. Her husband left long before that. Services said they'd take the boy, but I ran." A biker scoffed. "A kidnapping?" Walter's eyes flashed with pain. No, saving him." He pulled up his sleeve. "Bruises. Old ones. They put him in 3 homes in 6 months. One man drank. One woman locked him in a room when he cried. Freed." The child clutched Bear's boot. "I promised my daughter I wouldn't let them break him." The fire crackled. Even the toughest bikers stared into the flames, silent. "We walked for days," Walter continued. "My legs, they don't work like they used to. Tonight he said he couldn't feel his feet." His voice collapsed. "I just need one night." The Angel's Choice Bear stood and looked at the group. We got spare tents. Food. No reason a kid sleeps in the rain." One biker hesitated. "You know the rules. No attachments." Bear's voice hardened. "This ain't attachment. It's humanity." No one argued. That night, the Hells Angels set up camp behind the gas station. Dry socks appeared. Warm soup boiled. One biker carved a small wooden toy for Eli with a pocket knife. For the first time in weeks, the child laughed. Walter watched with tears he didn't bother hiding. "I thought bikers were monsters," he whispered to Bear. Bear smirked. "Sometimes we are. Sometimes the world needs monsters who know when to be gentle." Morning brings trouble at dawn. Flashing red and blue lights cut through the fog. Police cars. Eli froze. "Grandpa, they're taking me." Walter stood up, panicked. Bear stepped forward, hands raised. The sheriff got out, older, cautious. "Warning, Bear. Are you following us now?" Bear replied, "We got a call about a missing child." Walter collapsed to his knees. "Oh, please, please don't take him." The sheriff looked at the boy, barefoot, wrapped in biker leather, holding a wooden toy. His sheriff said gently, "Why didn't you ask for help?" Walter laughed bitterly. "I did. Nobody listened." Bear spoke quietly. "This kid ain't abused. He's protected." The sheriff sighed. "A child services is coming." Bear stepped closer. "Then come see how he lives before you judge." The Truth Wins Child Services arrived expecting criminals. Instead, they found a fed child, warm clothes, medical care, grandfather who'd sacrificed everything. One worker knelt beside Eli. "Do you feel safe with your grandpa?" Eli nodded hard. "He sings to me when I'm scared." The room went quiet. Records were checked. Past foster complaints surfaced. Ignored before, undeniable now. The supervisor closed her folder. "We'll place the child with his grandfather." Walter sobbed openly. Eli ran into his arms. Bear turned away, lighting a cigarette, blinking fast. One last ride before leaving town, the Hells Angels escorted Walter and Eli to a small community shelter that offered legal help and housing. Bear handed Walter an envelope. "What's this?" Walter asked. "Cash." Don't argue. I can't. You already paid, Bear said, by not giving up. Eli hugged Bear's leg. When I grow up, Eli said, I want to ride a bike like you. Bear smiled. A grow-up kind first, ride later, the engines roared. As they rode away, Walter watched them. Sometimes the scariest people on the road are the only ones who stop, and sometimes one night of kindness changes a lifetime.